Alright guys, this is Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm going to maybe do a once a week video on a recipe, okay? And preferably I'm going to try to make it come from a cookbook I got at Goodwill. So I got this cookbook at Goodwill, and I probably, since it's hardcover, I think I paid $2. Somebody was selling it for 50 cents, probably at a yard sale, and then they just donated it. So what I'm going to make is the Italian sausage and vegetable stew. So I have, this is a combination of sweet and hot sausage, because Scott loves the hot sausage and I like the sweet sausage. It calls for a package of frozen mixed vegetables such as onions and green, red, and yellow bell peppers. I don't have that, so I'm going to just use fresh onion and a couple poblano peppers. They have a little bit of heat, but not a lot, but we like heat, so that's fine. It calls for mushrooms, canned mushrooms. I'm going to use fresh mushrooms. I have some white mushrooms and then some of these like this, and I can't remember what they're called. I can't read the label. It also calls for a can of diced Italian style tomatoes. The only thing I have is some no salt added diced tomatoes, so I'm just going to add some Italian seasoning. It also calls for a couple zucchini, and I just forgot to pull them out. So we'll pull out a couple zucchini. Alright. And some garlic, which I think I'm going to just have to use powdered garlic, because my garlic, I think, is all... No, I've got some here I can maybe make work. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to get everything chopped up, and we'll be right back. Alright, I am going to say the recipe is way off, because there's no way all of that's going to brown on all sides covered in 5 minutes. I've already stirred it once. And yeah, it's going to take longer than 5 minutes to get it browned on all sides. So I'll come back when it's browned and we're ready to add all these vegetables, okay? So I'm thinking probably closer to 10 or 15 minutes to get it browned on all sides. So I'm just going to set this for another 10 minutes. And we'll be back then. Alright, it's been an additional 7 minutes, so about 12 minutes to get it browned, okay? So I've got a colander in a bowl, and I'm just going to pour this in there to drain all that fat off, because we don't need all of that. Just drain that off. Just leave what will stick to the pan in there. Alright. Then, oops, I'm trying to set my pot holder on fire. Add your veggies. So, here's all my vegetables. I got 2 poblano peppers and an onion and the 2 zucchini and a bunch of mushrooms and the garlic. Okay. So you add that in there. I hope everything's going to fit in this pot. This is the biggest skillet I have with a lid. And I got my soapy water there. Alright. And I'm just going to use all these nice fresh vegetables. And I'm going to put the meat back in there, but we've got our can of tomatoes and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm just going to put that in there. Then I'll put the sausage back in there on top. Alright, and I'm going to put the lid on it and let it cook for a while to cook down. And let's see what it says. Reduce the heat, cover, cook for 10 minutes, and then you take the cover off and cook for an additional 5. So I'm just going to turn it down a little bit more and reset my timer for 10 minutes, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, we're back. It's been 10 minutes. So let's take this off, and it says to cook it for another 5 to 10 minutes until the juices start to thicken a little bit. So I'll set the timer for another 10 minutes here. Thought I'd give it a good stir. Smells pretty good. See if we can get that Italian seasoning worked through it all. And this is a low-carb recipe. Of course, the carbs they figured were on the ingredients they, used, and I've probably used more mushrooms and onion and pepper than, they had planned on using. But I don't know, maybe not. Let me see. I think it went by ounces. 16 ounces of peppers and onions, so maybe not. Maybe I'm just about right. So we'll come back when it's done, and I'll plate it up and let you know how it tastes. All right, here it is. This is a sausage stew, and 1 cup is a serving. So, and I've been trying very hard to stick with just serving sizes. So I'm going to get a cup and measure it. Measure it out. Because a cup of this has 12 grams of carbs, and I'm allowed up to 45 carbs for a meal. So I could really have 2 cups of this. Alright, so that's really a kind of a packed cup. So, whoops. I think I should have put it in a bowl, but we're going to go with that. And I'll eat this and see if I'm still hungry. And if I am, I might get another cup of it. But I'm going to turn this off. Shove this to a burner that's not hot. And there it is on the plate. I'll get a fork. See, what I should have done is put it in my big bowl that we have oatmeal in every morning. So you got the sausage and onions and just really good. It's gonna be really hot. Oh yeah, I'll make that again. All right, thanks for watching. Bye guys.